Well, good afternoon, people. Just got a bit of time to kill, so we're going to perform some surgery on the 32cc Zenoah that you see in front of you right about now. So, if you haven't followed or seen recently what happened, excuse me, the 30 degree north truck I had went to Bashfest and entered a few events. It entered as Miss Piggy with a pink Lamborghini body. Sorry, I'm just undoing the bolts that I put in to keep them safe so I didn't lose them. And it ran incredibly well until I got T-boned and pushed into the side. Rather unfairly, I might say, because I do believe the marshal's horn had blown. And then I got absolutely caked. Somebody else came in and got in on the action. And then, yeah, my Lambo body didn't last much longer. It soon came off. I got spangled into one of the barriers, lost the body completely. I was just driving around with a 30 degree north body, which is quite funny. And that rolled over. And luckily, I didn't break my spark plug on that one. But yeah, it rolled over. But it went really, really well on that. You see the video on here, there's a shot of the Lamborghini flying, saying Mark McCann, eat your heart out. Not the only one who can jump a Lambo. I thought it was quite funny. Obviously, he jumped the Starato, the off-road 4x4 Lamborghini. He jumped. So, yeah, I thought that was quite a funny tag. But anyway, yeah. And then I noticed in that after, it wasn't sounding very happy. It just wasn't sounding right. And no matter what I did, it just didn't sound very good. Excuse me, I've got a real frog in my throat. I've had a mental weekend. So yeah, I then put it out in the endurance race. And during the endurance race, let's pop that over there like that. It was running very, very well. Very, very well. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. Like literally all of a sudden it wasn't. She was going full nuts, screaming, and then all of a sudden she wasn't reaching full throttle. She was bogging down on the top end. And being the endurance race, all I had to do was finish. So I figured I'd just keep it pinned. As you do. So yeah, kept it absolutely pinned. And it got slower and slower and slower and slower. And eventually it just stopped. Upon inspection, overheated it, head gasket's gone, and done the ring. So rebuilding it, just going to blow the carb off because it's a bit grubby around there, as you can see. So bear with me a second. Good afternoon, everybody joining. How are you doing? So I'm just nearly done, people. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just cleaning the carb off. Yeah, it was absolutely filthy, as you saw a minute ago. It's a lot cleaner now. Right, so I've got some 1200 wet and dry paper here. I'm just going to clean some of the old gasket residue off there. Have we got the comments on? Let's have a look here. Comments, chat filter. Let's put all messages on instead of top comments. There we go. Everybody can have a little chat now. Alright, so yeah, I'm just going to clean the head up a little bit, and I'm going to do the same with the block after I've washed the block out with petrol, because let's turn you around a little bit. After I've washed the block out, let's turn you around a little bit. Don't be games. They don't want you to see me today. I must be ugly. There we go. Yeah, I've got to wash that out because it got a bit grubby and dirty. There definitely was a bit of dirt ingested into this beast, without a doubt. So I've already washed and cleaned the head, and that was okay. So now I'm literally just 1200 grit sandpaper, wet and dry, cleaning off the old gasket residue. Make sure we get good adhesion and we don't suffer the same problem that we just had. Good afternoon, everybody. Let me know where you're locked in from. It's always nice to know. So yeah, I'm literally just very, very gently roughing around the edge there, or cleaning up around the edge there, as you can see, where the old residue was. I will have to do the same to that in a moment. And it's just to ensure with the new gasket we get a very good bond and we don't blow the head gasket out like we did last time. To be honest, I mean, for a brand new head, the way this is cleaning up, it wasn't very flat. So a bit disappointed with that there. I can see there's definitely some high spots and low spots, which would explain probably why the head gasket failed. Hello, my friend. Do you hear that? Hear me neither. Now start farting. Wonderful. You should be a poet. I could be a poet, but I never knew it. I'll tell you what I do here is rain and thunder in the background. Here in the UK, it's just gone 1:30, 1:45. I'm in the south of the UK, and it's very wet, miserable and windy. We've got the tail end of a storm or something coming in, I believe. Right. That's a lot cleaner and a lot better. Still a little low spot there. And clean that up fully. Come around this side. I know you can't see what I'm doing. It probably looks a bit dodgy on camera, to be honest with you, doesn't it? Just cleaning up the old gasket off the head of a cylinder before we re-ring it, and bolt it all back together. I might need a little bit, let's go a bit of 800 here, because this bit here is a little bit stubborn, and there's quite a bit of gasket there stuck to that. So I want to clean that all the way off. That's a lot better. So for those of you wondering, look, there we go. You can see it's looking a lot cleaner. You can see there's a couple of high spots, a couple of low spots on there, which is where I'm just getting to now. Especially on the thin edges of that gasket, I must admit. I'm not surprised it started to blow. And I know everyone's moaning, oh, but you're not sanding it evenly. You're going to end up making it worse and all that sort of stuff. Well, it's going to be better than it was, isn't it? It was brand new and it was really bad. Because it ran for a tank and a bit. And then the head gasket failed. And I can see clearly, now the rain has gone, why it failed. So yeah, please excuse me, I've been at a rave all weekend. My voice is pretty much gone. So I hope you can hear me all right. Well, there we go. So that head is absolutely fine. There's no issues there with any of the plating or the chrome inside. Got a nice clean surface now for the head gasket. And as you can see there, look, the top of the chamber is lovely. So the head is ready to rock and roll. Put that back on in a minute. I need to give this a little rinse out with some petrol. As you can see, she's a little bit dirty. So give me 1 minute, people, and I'll be right back. I'm literally just going to pour some neat petrol into the bottom of it, give it a little shake, a little rinse, a little top turn, and clean it out, and I'll be straight back. I am just off camera, so please bear in mind I can still read your comments. So we're just going to pop a little bit of fuel in there. Give it a little rotation. And get all that dirt out of there. That sounds really bad, to be fair. Wash it out a bit more. Afternoon. Thank you for joining. Thanks for the likes and the shares as well, people. I know you can't see me. I am just off camera rinsing out the block with some neat petrol. To give it a good clean. And the inside of that piston, because the top end of that piston was absolutely disgusting. Everything's sounding a little less graunchy now. Which is nice. That's what we want. Okay, so right guys, I'm coming back. Sorry about that. Let's pop her just there. Right, thank you guys for waiting. Much appreciated. So yeah, as I was saying, just oh, I love the smell of petrol. I love the smell of two-stroke in the afternoon. Right. So we've just given the block a little rinse with some leaded petrol, or unleaded petrol should I say, standard unleaded rather than the advanced stuff. There's no point in using the expensive stuff to rinse it out and throw it away. Basically this poor little beastie ingested a load of dirt and dust at Bashfest, killed the ring, and absolutely caked the bottom end and top end in dirt and filth. Got really hot and blew the head gasket. You can still see the remnants of the head gasket there on the block. Big chunk here by my finger, which I need to clean off. That's where it failed. So I've just rinsed the block out because it was absolutely full of dirt, believe it or not. That's the old ring. So we've got a new gasket, and we've got a new ring. We even got a new coil because I lost the boot on the other coil when I rolled it over. Split the spark plug boot and snapped the spark plug, which was a silly mistake to make, but we all make mistakes, don't we? So just cleaning off this old gasket now. Just using some very, very fine wet and dry just to take the old gasket off and hardly touch the surface. And then we can put it all back together. Can I help you on your Twitch? What's your Twitch? It's a streaming account, isn't it? I don't know much about it apart from that. How would I be able to help you on your Twitch, Mr. Pro Skater? You'll have to let me know. Well, I presume that's your tag handle, but I don't know anything about it. So if you want to promote it, that's fine. You're welcome to share your links on my page. I don't mind. Do you know what else I've noticed on this is I put a new crankcase gasket in this originally. And where I'm filing down, you can see how that crankcase gasket was a little bit proud. That probably wouldn't have helped with the blow. So now we've got that back down. Bit more clean up on the other side. I need followers. Okay, thank you. Well, so do I. We all need followers. That's the point of the world, isn't it, mate? But I'm not going to ban you or restrict you from posting that. If people want to follow, I don't even use the service, so it's no skin off my nose. You're not stealing from me. I presume that's all about skateboarding. I've got a couple of friends that are into skateboarding. A couple of my mates have got like the wobbly boards, you know, like two front feet things and the like hinge in the middle. A couple of my mates are into the longboarding. You've only got 27 followers. Well, bless you, mate. You'll get there one day. I only had one at one point, and that was my other account. You know, we all got to start somewhere, haven't we, at the end of the day? So yeah, like I said, just cleaning up this head, getting all that old gasket off, making sure we've got no high spots, like this crankcase gasket. All nice and smooth. One little bit more gasket there, and a little bit more there. And then once we're done on this, we'll give it another... Oh, follow you, I hope you make it big enough. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Always welcome. Always welcome. So yeah, I would say I'll follow you back, but I don't have a Twitch account, so I will follow you on YouTube. No issues. All I know is it's something to do with streaming, but apart from that, I'm at a loss. Right, so one other thing I am going to do is just clean up a little bit here where the ring got burned. There's just a couple of little marks on the edge of the piston there, which I don't like. To be honest, I probably should have got a new piston. I've only just noticed it, to be honest with you, where it was so dirty in oil. Didn't see it, but there's definitely some burring on that piston. So I'm just going to clean those up. I know people are absolutely screaming at the camera right now. And no, you shouldn't do that. Well, I'm doing it. What are you going to do? If anything, call it an exhaust port mod. If you know, you know. Piston porting on the exhaust. 45-degree angle. Straight to the exhaust port. Off the piston. Make your engine scream. Got to be done right, though. So yeah, there's a couple of little rust spots on that piston. I'll clean them off. Make sure there's no more rough edges on this girl. And then, yeah, okay, bye, thank you. Right, so we've still got 4 people watching. You've had a few more than that. I know it's probably not most people's cup of tea watching somebody just off camera shake his hand. Looks a bit peculiar. Mind you, some people probably pay good money for that sort of stuff. I am not doing anything dodgy. I am just filing the edge of the piston with a bit of very, very fine wet and dry. Just because on the crown there was a couple of high spots, a couple of rough spots, and I wasn't happy with it. So I just decided to give it a little bit of a clean up. And now I'm just running that round inside the ring groove before we wash it all out again, because obviously now we've got a bit of other stuff all over it. Okay, she's looking good. Looking and feeling very, very good. Right, let's just go and give it another little rinse. So that's all rinsed and cleaned out now. Thank you for sticking with me, people. Like I said, I know it's not always the greatest when you can't actually see the person you're engaging with, but I was only just off camera giving it a rinse with a bit of petrol. I'm going to chuck a little bit of oil in there in a second. A little bit of oil around the pins and where I'm going to be placing the ring, to make sure that the ring is well seated and lubricated. Alright, now something else I might have, which I can't remember, is I've got a bit of WD here. Where's the GT? The GT85, right. Just going to go off camera and give this a squirt. Right, she definitely got hot. I've seen the colour change of the conrod. The bearings feel alright though. Looks like a titanium coloured conrod that's got hot. Or, you know, like them motorbike exhausts that go all multicoloured, rainbow colours and shit. That's what this looks like. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Yeah, it will, look. She got hot. Alright, going to put a bit of oil in the bottom end just to lubricate it. I'm just going to use a bit of machine oil, 2-stroke oil. Just going to dribble a couple of drops around the big end bearing. And a couple of drops either side of the crankcase. Sorry, not the crankcase, the crank. And I'm just going to put a couple of drips in the top end of the piston. So a couple of drips in the top end of the piston in there on the needle bearing. A couple of drips on the actual crank bearing, and a couple of drips either side of the crank, which will get into the bearings. And now she sounds absolutely beautiful. Alright, so we are now at the point where we can put our ring on. So we're going to re-ring it. So here's our new ring. Genuine Parts, Husqvarna Group. And the difference in that ring between this ring is quite considerable. Two completely different colours. So I'm just going to run a bit of oil around the ring, like so. And I'm just going to run a little bit of oil around where we're going to be placing the ring. Now there's a little indicator on these pistons that shows where your ring must go. I'm just trying to find it. I thought it was where it was. Yes, it is. Right, so on this there's a little knobble just here on the ring. Let's bring it a bit closer for you guys. Right, so inside the piston, where are we? Just over here, there is a little tiny bump, and that's what this ring gap sits in, and when it closes over the bumper. That's a very strong ring compared to the other one, right? So I need my eyes, so you'll have to excuse me, people, because I'm just going to spin this around, and we're ever so gently going to stretch that ring over the crown of the piston and into our groove. And there she goes, and she's hitting on that stopper beautifully. Alright, so now this is the bit I always forget. Head gasket. So where's our head gasket? Here's our head gasket. I don't always forget. I mean, the amount of times I've put the ring in the head and then gone, oh, piston, gasket. It's a bit of a silly mistake to make sometimes, to be fair, but like I said, we're all human, aren't we? We all make mistakes. It's an RC car. Ahoy, I'm late. Good afternoon, Chris. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing? I am absolutely shattered. I don't know if you've seen, I spent the weekend at Portland Rocks festival, working the bar and in the rave tent. Nostalgia events or something like that they were called. So there we go, nice new gasket. Now the thing about these gaskets is I think they're single time use as well, other than the rain. I'm good. Yeah, I know, rain's a bit miserable, isn't it? We just had some fun. Got blue skies and sunshine now, we just have thunder. Yeah, these are single use gaskets because this silver material, it's like a glue, it's like an RTV sealant type thing, and it helps settle the gaskets. And I think because the gasket I used was second hand, which was a silly mistake to make, really, it didn't help. And that might be partially why the gasket failed. Or like I said, where I've been cleaning up the old head, or cleaning up the head and putting it back on, dropped a bit of oil there. Let's pop the piston right down in the chamber there. Need to clean that up. I don't want any oil or anything on my surfaces where the gasket's going. And pop our gasket on there. And now we're going to pop the head on. And this is one of the harder bits, is squeezing the ring on to get the head in place, and keeping the ring in the right place as well, of course, because you've got those bits it bites onto. And there we go. Right, he's popped out. I thought I had him then. Very fiddly part of the job, this. Just nearly tuning again. Excellent, Chris. That's good news. Did you have a good turnout on Sunday? Looked quite impressive. I'm going to struggle with this on camera, I think, people. I need to look at it. Oh, right, I need my eyes. So, and a little bit more royal around in there. Let's have a bit of light on the subject, shall we? Might help. See, I nearly forgot that head gasket again then. it. Come on. Don't be a bitch. I'm really struggling with this ring. Wow, it's so tight compared to the other one. No wonder it blew. I know it's the right ring. But boy, is she tight. There she goes. Come on. God, dear. Struggling. I'm just going to go off camera a second, people, so I need a bit more sunlight. If only there was a trick. I know you're all screaming at the camera right now, telling me you're doing it wrong. But it's the only way I know how. Just got to ease that ring in. Keeping it dead square. But what I'm having difficulty with is the ring keeps rotating around the pin. Oh, yeah, fucker, I just stabbed myself with it. We gotta. She's going. She's in. Right, okay. Hallelujah chorus. Okay, people. Oh, shit, excuse me, 1 second. Small there. Lesson to yourself, Matt. Put the lid back on the two-stroke. Fair enough. Nice. How much do you give for that lot then? Two-stroke on everywhere. Right. I probably stabbed my thumb with the ring then. But we're there. Right, so one more clean piece of nice paper. I'm just going to position our gasket down. And then I don't remember what I did with the Allen keys. That's the next question. Hopefully they're still in this toolbox. I don't see why they wouldn't be. I don't recall taking them out for any other purpose. Yes, they are. Fan doobie-daddy-dastic. Right. So, spring washer and a bolt. free. You lucky git. And we're going to pop that in there nicely, just so we get threaded. Another spring washer and a bolt. Just give that a little wiggle until it lines up beautifully. No resistance. And spin it around. What do we need, people? We need a spring washer and a bolt. Well done, you're learning. Learn with Matt. Right, so I'll just drop that down in there. Look at that, straight in the hole. That's a good alignment. Straight in the hole, that's what she said. All right, one more time, people. What do we need? A spring washer and a bolt. Because this is a 4-bolt Zenoah. Boom, straight in there. No messing. Absolutely beautiful. Right, we're just going to turn them up very slowly. Get a bit of resistance. Just like so. I know you can't see on the camera there, so there we go. You can see now. Look, we're just... Okay, it's just getting a bit tighter. Now we're going to go to the opposite corner. A little bit tighter. We're going to go to this one. A little bit tighter. Over to this one. A little bit tighter. Esther says hi. Hi, Esther. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm going to go a bit tighter there. A bit tighter there. A bit tighter there. And a bit tighter there. I can't get this Allen key in that way, can I? No, didn't think so. So we're going to do it with this just to give us a bit more leverage, right? So we're going to go from there 90 degrees, near enough, and let the Allen key come back so that we don't stress it too much. Right, we're going to go from there. I'm going to turn that not quite 90 because that feels overly tight there. Go from there, nearly 90 to here. Oh, good 90 on that one. Go back to the first one and check, see if we've got any more to give it. No, that's just twisting the Allen key. That's twisting. Okay. So. Excellent. And that's not even a very tight spark plug. In fact, that's an old and used spark plug from another engine. So we're going to take that one out and we're going to put a brand new one in there. And then we're going to set the coil. So, yes, good afternoon, people. Compression, good. Yeah, that's it, mate. Right, so we'll put the spark plug in a minute. We'll do the coil now, so just so you can see. Basically, I split the boot on the other one. Where's it gone? Here it is. So yeah, split the rolled over, broke the spark plug, split the boot. I could just put a new boot on it and all the rest of it, but you know what? I've got a new one spare, so we'll put the spare new one on. Easy enough to do, isn't it? We'll just swap the switch over. And just take that off the coil, he says. Might need just a little bit of leverage. Why is it out of 4 screwdrivers I just picked up, every single one of them was a positive? Oh yeah, there's the that's the plug that was in it when it got on. I'll show you that in a minute. You'll appreciate that, Chris, if you're still watching, mate. You see how hot she got. Why can I not find? There's only 2 screwdrivers in there and they're both Phillips. That's not good. Alright, we'll use that just to leave it. There we go. Come on, that's the cover off, right? That's that one off. And come on. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There we go, right, that's that switch off. We'll put the other switch on in a minute. Right. That is the spark plug. If it will focus. It's not going to focus, is it? Come on. I'll send you a photo on WhatsApp, Chris. But that's the spark plug that was in it. It was absolutely disgusting. Right. I'll tell you what else I need is a little bit of cardboard, and I've got a perfect little bit. Okay, so I'll take these coil bolts out with the spacers. Don't forget the spacers, people. They're vitally important. Again, I'll put them back in the head just to keep them there so I didn't lose them. Quite longer than I thought. Don't remember doing it out that side or that far. There we go. Right, that one. That's a bit easier to spin out quicker. And that one. Right. What you want is a bit of thin cardboard, just like that, to set your coil gaps. Now, the right size Allen key, and we're going to put the bolt through, and then the spacer. Vitally important spacer goes on the back between the coil and the head. Put a bolt through. Do you know what? I'm going to put this on before I bolt it on, because I've just realised that I've probably just lost the spacers too. These are a pig to fit when it's bolted in. As you can see, they're a pig in general. Come on, off you come. Off you pop, right. Pom pom, someone's messaging me. Right, sorry. Yep, I've lost my spacers, right. Brilliant. There's the 2 bolts. Oh no, I can see the 2 spacers. They're still on the table. Right, so that's the result. Okay, so it doesn't matter which way around you put these on the coil, because all it does is complete a circuit and connect one to the other and ground it out. So you don't need to worry about red and black or positive and negative or left and right. Doesn't matter if they were the other way around when you took it off. It really makes no odds. Like I said, all you're going to do is complete a circuit by either pressing the button or activating the kill switch. So that just completes that circuit and grounds the coil out. Right, so that's my stop button put back in. Going to put the bolts in. Going to put our 2 coil spacers on. And then we're going to bolt it up to the head. Just loosely for now, so that we don't lose them. Because if those spacers drop, they can be a pig. So always try and keep pressure on the bolt. That's the wrong size Allen key. I did get the right one. That's really annoying. Please stay. Now, where did I put that? On the floor. That's probably when I dropped it all. Right, so we've got pressure on this one. Let's go for this one here then. You got my dropsy. I'm guessing you just sent me a message or an email or something because my phone went. But obviously I can't see it because I'm on live at the moment. Right, so just going to loosely tighten that up so we've got a bit of movement in there. Then what I'm going to do is place this little bit of cardboard directly under the coil, like so, and I'm just going to rotate the magnet round so that the coil now sits on the magnet through the cardboard, like so. And then we're just going to nip that up, and then nip that up, nip that up, nip that up. Always go back one from the other, one to the other. Right. I think these Allen keys have been well used now. The ends on them are starting to go. I should probably stop using them, but I'm still... You got my dropsy. I don't know what your dropsy is then, bro. That's probably the worst thing to do, is scratching it with the greasy oily hands. Spark plug. Brand new spark plug. I'm going to pop that in there like so. Now it's important when you do a spark plug, you've got a crush washer on there. You must do it up tight. And crush that washer. That's why it's called a crush washer. I reckon I might not have done that properly. And that might be why the old plug got really, really hot. It's still not going to focus, is it? But yeah. Crusty, disgusting. Yeah, not good. Okay, right, that's that on. I need to find the rest of the engine now. Now we've essentially rebuilt it. Right, now the last thing we do is just pull and rotate that flywheel. Sorry, been talking to you guys, you ain't been able to see nothing. So we just rotate that flywheel and take that out. And now we've got a really good coil gap. So we're going to take these couple of bolts out here. Oh, see, look, this is what happens now, because we've got the magnet on the flywheel and it's just attracted the bolt. There we go, take him out. I know I'm dropping stuff. Yeah, I know, I'm terrible, aren't I? Absolutely terrible for it. I'll see if this runs tomorrow, because I haven't got time to see if it runs today. We're going to want our case cover, which we need to put on. And he's got one little bolt over this side here, or screw. That's our head cover, sorry, our cooling thing, what do you call it? Diverter, whatever. It's supposed to divert the flow of the fan on your flywheel over the head and out. Normally people take them off because they get covered in grass and stuff, but I actually like the look of it with it on. I prefer it with the look of it on. It looks like more complete. Don't look like I broke up and broke up, you know. So we're going to pop that in there. There's a couple of little lugs on these that you must make sure you seat on each side of the flywheel on the fan case there. If you don't seat those lugs properly, that plastic will catch on the flywheel, and you'll go to pull start it and it'll just make it lock up. I've had it happen. I've actually had that cause it to lock up on the past from me, and I thought, oh no, why is it jammed? I thought my engine was dead, and it was just that bit of plastic stuck on the flywheel. Right, so we're going to give this old girl well, I say old girl, she's a new block. We're going to give her every chance she's got. She's got new plug, new ring, nice new coil. Then we want the fan case, which is gone. I thought I just pulled it out. What did I do with the fan case? I literally thought I just pulled it out the bag. And then I went back for that, so it is in there. Yeah, there it is. See, I saw it, I went for the fan case and then remembered I needed to get the cover before you put the fan case on. So there's the fan case. And we can pop the switch in afterwards, but we might as well. Pop the two little wires through. That little slot I've made in the case there. Specifically for them. Pop the switch in. In fact, we'll leave the switch out for a minute because it's easy to put in afterwards. Making sure those plastic lugs are lined up. And there's also metal lugs on your fan case. You must make sure they're lined up. And then we're just going to spin that one up. That one. And where did the other one go? Underneath my surgical blue paper. This bottom corner, and we've got a longer one that goes through the top here, which holds the exhaust mount on. But I'm changing the exhaust actually, aren't I? So it might not work with that mount. So we'll have to have a little look-see and see. Alright, so we're getting there. Just going to put these screws in for the case cover. Let's just make sure that this plastic top stays where it's supposed to be. Like so. Nah, this is what I was saying. You see, that case is put out. So, leave that out there like that. And that's that. Stop button installed. Excellent. Kill switch wired in. One more screw at the top for the case cover, head cover, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Alright, so that's my kill switch wires, which run off to my receiver tray. So we've got a nice free spinning 8K clutch now, if you remember, guys. Oh. It's sounding very, very nice. Yes. Okay, so final step is the exhaust. I've got a couple of new gaskets for that as well. So take those out. We'll have the exhaust out. I don't think I had a spacer on this exhaust. Oh, I did. There we go. Right, okay. So we're going to need to remove that. Remove the old gaskets. We'll just give that a quick clean up and some wet and dry. Using 800 wet and dry here, just to clean it up a little bit. It's a very, very fine grade sandpaper. Oh dear, definitely needed to clean up that. Right, okay, so 2 new exhaust gaskets. Got them somewhere. Have them on the table, certainly ready. Here we go. 2 new exhaust gaskets, please. Why 2? I hear you ask. Well, because you put one side, one the other of the spacer. That spacer is also a heatsink. So it helps dissipate the heat away from the head. Also spaces it away. I find it easier to get the bolts in because it's spaced off the head on certain vehicles anyway. So yeah, because there's 2 gaskets, we're going to put the bolt through both. Gasket, spacer, gasket, like so, and then you can offer that up to the head. My leg's not in the way. I've just lost the bolt out of the gasket. That was silly. Right, let's do this again. It's always the way when you're doing it live, you're all fingers and thumbs, isn't you? If I was doing this off camera, it'd have just gone perfect first time round. Right. Line you up with a hole. Cut the threads in that. There's a Allen key. Line that one up. Hopefully. We're lined up. Yep, we're lined up and going in. What's the time? Right, I've not got long left, but we're pretty much there. So we're just gonna bolt him up nicely. Not too tight because you don't want to strip it, which I've done. Not on this one, on others. Alright. I think that sticker was meant to be on there, you know. Oh, it's come off my sticker sheet. Never mind. All right. So there we go. Rebuilt. Zenoah 32. The only thing I've got to do now is, that's not going to be long enough, so I need to fabricate some sort of mount there for that. She tried to run because she's got fuel in the carb. She tried to run because she's got fuel in the carb. That's incredible. Mate, I'm so happy she's going to purr like a kitten. She's going to purr like a kitten. Like she should. So, happy days. Look at that. Sexy bit of kit. Zenoah 32cc. Rebuilt. I can't believe that just fired. I actually can't believe that just fired. Off the residual fuel in the primer bulb. That's absolutely crazy. Right, on that note, peeps, I need to clean myself up. I've got someone to pick up in a minute and then I've got work to go to. So catch you later. Thank you for watching.